Yes, Saturday's World Cup quarter-final is being billed as a battle between two of the world's best strikers, Kane and Haaland. And both are coming off the back of successful seasons, and they've carried that on into the World Cup. Well, former Netherlands striker Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank believes there's little to choose between them, despite their very different styles.
They are both so different in the way that they are playing. But I bet you, and I don't know Haaland personally, but I bet you that mentality-wise, they are really on par, I would think. The mentality of Harry Kane is just second to none. He's lethal in the box, but then outside the box, even in his own half, he can decide matches because he can drop deep, he can get that ball, he can distribute it to the wide players or put somebody in front of the goal by themselves. That is not really Haaland's style. Haaland comes alive in the box, and then his movement is absolutely magnificent. If you look at his first goal against Brazil, he just made Gabriel look really, really silly. So England, in my eyes, will have to play the game in Norway half. And yes, you still have got a danger from him to be able to get over the top and utilize the space behind England's defense, but that will be less dangerous than him being in the box.
So Jimmy says not much to split these two. Let's compare them. Haaland has scored one more goal. Kane has one more assist. Kane has made more contributions in open play and had more shots overall. Haaland's conversion rate is higher than his XG, although both players are outperforming their XG. Now, we were joined by the former Tottenham manager Harry Redknapp a little bit earlier. Now, he's confident that England will make it past Norway. And get this, he believes this could be the year that England gets a second World Cup title.
And we've got better players than Norway. You know, that we hold all the aces. We've got a fantastic squad here. We proved it the other day going to beat Mexico in their own backyard. You know, the performance was amazing. We've got great support. We've got fantastic fans out there. You know, let's go and perform. This is a great opportunity for us to go all the way. We've probably got two of the best players in the world. Certainly Harry Kane and Bellingham, they've got to be two of the outstanding players in the tournament. So we've got lots of ammunition in this dressing room. Let's go out. You know, we're a team of top-class Premier League players. Let's go out and make sure we do the business, and if we do that, we'll win the game. Is it coming home? This could be the year, and there's every chance, I think, with that squad and, you know, the players that we've got there. So if they can go all the way to the final and win it, that would give everybody in this country a fantastic lift.
It's World Cup quarter-final time. 48 teams have been whittled down to 8 in pursuit of the greatest prize in team sport. Well, France and Morocco kick off the quarter-finals tonight in Boston. The winners will play either Spain or Belgium. Well, as for England, they're in Miami. That's the destination as they prepare to take on Erling Haaland and Norway. Well, our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, and our roving reporter, Gary Cottrell, are there for us. But before England even arrive in Florida, there's been a disciplinary setback for Thomas Tuchel this evening. So, Kaveh, I'm going to start with you. Yet more right-back problems. Tell us more.
Yes, Jarell Quansah is ruled out of the game because he got a red card for serious foul play against Mexico. FIFA have decided that he needs to serve a 2-match ban. That means he won't be able to play against Norway, and he also would not be able to play in a semi-final if England do manage to get past Norway. So his World Cup is over unless England get to the final in New York, New Jersey in 10 days' time. Now, the decision by FIFA has been controversial. We know for a fact that Thomas Tuchel is very upset. He feels that Quansah shouldn't even have been sent off against Mexico, and he was very unhappy with the VAR process. If you remember what happened in Mexico City on Sunday, the referee Ali Reza Fagani was asked by the VAR to go over to the monitor to have a look at Kwanzaa's challenge on the Mexico left-back Jesus Gallardo. Now, Tuchel was particularly unhappy because the referee was shown a still and then he was shown the challenge in slow motion. Tuchel believes that he should have been shown it in real time, and if he'd been shown it in real time, perhaps he would have come to a different decision. Now, when you see a still of the challenge or watch it in slow motion, it looks worse than perhaps it is. Kwanzaa did win the ball, but in the follow-through you could see that the challenge was two-footed, and he also caught his opponent with his studs. Now, because he was sent off for serious foul play, that gave FIFA's disciplinary committee the option of, instead of it being an automatic one-match ban, making it a two-match ban, and that is exactly what they have done. And now the FA are not going to appeal. They can't appeal, so they just have to take it on the chin and move on. I know people are saying, what about what happened to Flo Balogun? That was overturned. He was allowed to play against Belgium. I would suggest that we can't get involved in whataboutery. I think Kwanzaa's challenge was worse than Balogun's challenge. And of course, Donald Trump is not going to get involved in this one. He's not going to allegedly call, well, not allegedly, we know he called President of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, to lobby him to let Balogun play, and that is exactly what happened in the end. But look, I think the FA just have to deal with it. You know, he's out. Maybe Reece James will be back. If not, Thomas Tuchel can play Jed Spence at right back, or he can play Ezri Konsa there, who did very, very well when he was forced to move to right back and also right wing back. But Jarell Quansah, if he's to play in this World Cup again, it's up to his teammates to get England into the final.
It absolutely is. Every England fan will be asking that question, though. How come Balogun got off and Quansah didn't? Gary, I want to come to you. So, more problems at right back for England. Is that a position that Norway are going to target?
Well, I think Erling Haaland, who we've heard from here today, is aware, of course, of England's defensive issues on that side of the pitch. But I think he's waiting to see more whether or not Mark Gay is fit to start in central defence. He didn't train, did he, yesterday? Rob Dorset has told us that, and also Rob Dorset has told us that was just a precaution. It's just part of his personal training plan, and so he's certainly not ruled out of the game. We expect him to start at centre-back, and obviously England would love him to start at centre-back because no one knows Erling Haaland more than Mark Gay, given that he trains with him every day of the Premier League season. Erling Haaland is here, or was here at this Inter Miami training base, a place used to superstars, because Leo Messi parks his car up and goes training here pretty regularly, doesn't he? But I'd be surprised if even Lionel Messi gets the attention that Erling Haaland got today. There were dozens, if not scores, if not hundreds of cameras and journalists here for his two media sessions, one in Norwegian for the Norwegian media and one for the international media. We were lucky enough to get the first two questions to him, and he's staying humble. He's predicting that it's going to be a really good match, a special match, he says. Special because of all the Premier League players involved on both sides.
It's a special game, yeah, definitely. I think for me it's super special because I play in England and I'm born in England, and yeah, you also play against teammates and everything, so it's a bit... it's not weird, but it's, I don't know the name in English. It's a funny game, and it's going to be nice.
England fans are super confident of progressing. Should they maybe stay humble?
I think everyone should stay humble, but yeah, they should be confident of progressing, definitely. It's England.
Carve, coming back to you. How are England going to deal with the challenge from Norway, and I mean Erling Haaland?
Well, it's going to be difficult, but if you're an England fan, I suppose the good news is that, you know, the defenders in the England side will have come up against him before. But he has become a huge breakout star of this World Cup here. Every time we get into a taxi, the taxi drivers are talking about Erling Haaland, wanting to know all about him. They're very, very surprised when I tell them that he was born in Leeds and he could have played for England, and his father was a footballer as well. But that is what everybody here is looking forward to on Saturday, what they're calling the sort of match-up between Harry Kane and Erling Haaland. I think it's going to be a totally different test for England to the one they faced in Mexico City. It's going to be much warmer here. Mexico City, the temperature at kickoff was around 18 degrees. Here it's going to be about 35 degrees. Same kind of temperatures that you're experiencing back home at the moment. And the style of football England are going to come up against is going to be totally different as well. That's what you have to deal with at World Cups. You know, every game you're going to be playing opponents from a different country who have a different football culture, a different style. And obviously Norway's style is totally different to Mexico's. Let's wait and see if the style of opponent suits England more than that tough game they had in the Azteca on Sunday.
Gary, you've been keeping a close eye on Norway. It seems to me like they've even surprised themselves that they've got this far in the tournament. Given there's very little pressure on them then, how dangerous are they?
Yeah, Erling Haaland said earlier in the tournament, didn't he, that when asked about Norway's chances of winning the World Cup, he said they were around 0.5%. I think he's trying to say that they're still around that, even though they progressed, of course, to the quarterfinals, beating the mighty Brazil along the way. That's beating better opposition, let's face it, than England have had to beat so far this tournament. But he wants people to fancy England. He wants Norway to be the underdogs. We heard the same yesterday from the captain, Martin Odegaard. He said, yeah, we're the underdogs, England are the favourites. That is what they are saying among the Norway squad. Even if they think differently and feel differently, they know that if the pressure is on England, it's good for them. And that was a point he was making as well when he spoke to the media. He said the win against Brazil was crazy. This game against England, extra special. But yes, England very much the favourites to go through.
I didn't expect this at all. I said it plenty of times, even before the Brazil game. I didn't expect, and right now I didn't expect it. To be honest, to be quarterfinals with Norway in the World Cup is quite surprisingly even for me. So yeah, playing against Brazil was kind of crazy for us Norwegians, and to win against Brazil and then go and play England in the quarterfinal in the World Cup is in the USA is quite special. Some clear favourites out there. England's one of them. So I think all of you should put every single pressure on the English lads.
The mighty Erling Haaland, always great to hear from him, always great to see him play. Born, of course, in Leeds. He could be pulling on a different shirt on Saturday under different circumstances. But here's a question for everybody. Who would you rather have up top, Harry Kane or Erling Haaland?
It's a question I'm not going to answer live on air. Gary Cottrell, live from Miami. Thank you very much.
And England will not appeal against the two-match ban that Jarell Quansah has been given following his red card against Mexico in the Azteca Stadium on Sunday night. The mechanics of the FIFA appeals process doesn't really allow them to, in truth. What's happened here is that the FIFA Disciplinary Committee have looked again at the incident and decided it was serious foul play and worthy of a second match suspension. So Jarell Quansah will not play in the quarter-final against Norway. He won't play in any semi-final that England might reach either. His first game back for England is potentially a World Cup final. So a huge blow to him personally and a huge blow to Thomas Tuchel, who has an infinite number of problems at right back. But I think what this sums up is the dissatisfaction that England and Thomas Tuchel have had about the VAR process and how it was handled in the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. My understanding is that they have put a submission through to FIFA, not an appeal, but a submission expressing their dissatisfaction of the way the VAR process was handled. They really didn't like the fact that when the referee was called over to the VAR screen to look at Quansah's challenge, he was faced immediately with a freeze frame showing Quansah's studs making contact with the Mexican player's leg. England feel, and Tuchel feels very strongly, that if it had been shown in context, in moving pictures, they'd have seen that Quansah actually made contact with the ball first, and in their eyes they thought it was a fair attempt to win the ball. Of course, the laws of the game now say that if you endanger an opponent, it's irrelevant whether you touch the ball. It is a straight red card. So dissatisfaction from England's point of view, frustration from Thomas Tuchel's point of view. They're training right now, but we will hear from a member of that squad, Bukayo Saka, one of the superstars, very, very shortly on Sky Sports News. He will give us the first reaction from inside the camp on that 2-match ban for Jarell Quansah and what the rest of the mood is like going into this huge quarter-final against Norway.